Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. Having a little technical difficulties this morning. Not sure what's up with. We will go on. Good morning, Anne. How are you? Nice to see you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't know exactly what's going on with the internet this morning, but does anyone really know that? I don't know. I don't think so. So, we have brand new artwork today. We have Tricia, and she was the mom of my very good friend Krista. And so I'm going to share with you I'll share the printable with you first. So she hailed from Missouri and then moved to Arizona, and that's where she raised her children, and she just loved the Arizona desert and all its beauty. Good morning, Nancy. And so I drew this in tribute to her. Sadly, we lost her just a few short months ago, but she was just the greatest. She just was. Anyway, I drew, because she loved the Arizona desert, and I just kind of happened to love it too. I drew some things that I really like. So I drew like a blown up version of the side of a prickly pear. And then I drew my version of the flowers that appear on the top of a barrel cactus. So that is what, and then I drew a banner and a couple of sentiments. So I want to share with you what I've created with them. Good morning, Laura. Hey, Keels. Having a little technical issues this morning. Not sure what's up with that. But whatever. Hey, Mary. Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So here is the first card that I created, and I watercolored it, and then I foiled it with orange. I'm just kind of on an orange kick these days. And I did like a golden orangey yellow in the center, kind of a creamy buttery color. And I foiled everything. I foiled the artwork, I foiled the banner, I foiled the sentiment. Then I die cut it twice. I die cut the outside and then the center, and then I popped the center. I'm really liking that technique. It's just kind of a fun one to do, especially if you have edge-to-edge art. That's kind of fun. Anywho, that one was super fun. And then this one I created this weekend. Well, I created the background this weekend. Well, I guess I did create the whole thing this weekend. Whatever. Anyway, so for the background, I used the stencil. Do you remember I told you I got it at K & Crafts in Moorhead, Minnesota? And we called it the Dan stencil because he said you could use it in all different directions. And now I don't remember who made it, but if you want to know, just ask me and I'll find out and I'll let you know. I just can't run upstairs and grab it right now because it's in the sideboard, because, you have to wash those things after you use stencil butters. So I taped down my paper, and then I taped down my stencil, and then I ran 2 colors of stencil butter through the stencil. Now I don't remember what they call the yellow. Gar something. And then I think this is tangerine. Anyway, so I created that stencil for that background. And then I did the same technique that I did on the Radiate Positivity card, where I watercolored and then I foiled, and I also foiled the sentiment. And then I die cut with a stitched edge. I just like that little finishing touch of a stitched edge die. Anyway, that's that. So today I thought we could, like I said, on the printable, there's a big background stamp or a big background image, right? So I'm feeling like I want to paint this cactusy and then maybe just mount just the flower and a sentiment with the banner down here. Kind of digging that idea. So that's kind of where I'm going this morning. I do want to remind everybody, I don't know, I think I'm going to do some, oh, you know what? I have this one left over from the first one that I painted. So I think I'm going to just start with a watery wash of this green here. Let me grab a palette. Get some green going in here, but I really feel like I want to do some mixing on my substrate because I want to get some of that olivey green over here. Wipe it off on my underpaper, and then let's come into this green and let's just do a watery wash. I love that. You know, I was thinking I was really thinking I wanted to do wet on wet, but I didn't remember that before I started this. But I really like that wet on wet technique. You know, I just feel like it always just kind of gives you such a cool blend. So this is super curly because it's a lot of water. So I wanted to remind everyone that Saturday is World Card Making Day, and I have all kinds of fun things planned, but you have to be a member of my Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott Facebook, my private Facebook group, to take part in any of them. They will be posted there, especially for the members over there. And so, so I'm just gonna continue to just kind of blend this out. Because I just don't want it to be one tone, you know? I really like when a couple of colors are mixed in there. I would dry it, but my quiet dryer is upstairs, and my the dryer that I have down here is the really loud one. So I'm feeling like I really want to because this appears plain. It's not really, but you know. Gamboge. There you go, Keely. There you go. That's the name of it. Good morning, Denise. Do you think it's gamboge? Gambage. Gambage. Anyway, I really want to enhance all of the little places where the thorns come out. So I want to let this kind of dry, and then I'm going to fiddle around with that a little bit. But I still have a flower to paint for this one. So I'm going to cut this individual piece of artwork out. And start thinking about, I just really liked all the oranges, but you could paint these flowers whatever colors you would, you know, whatever you would like, certainly. Let's see. So, what if we go with like pinks? That might be pretty. So I'm gonna get lots of water going in my pink on my palette. Everybody see that? And I'm wondering if we should just tinge the edge of all the petals with pink. That might be a pretty look. So, like I said, this Saturday is World Card Making Day. There's so many fun things going on World Card Making Day. And I know you'll have lots of things to choose from. I just hope that you'll stop in and see what's going on, what I have planned, take part in my little fun, and invite friends. If you have friends that you think would like and appreciate my artwork, please invite them to join my private Facebook group, to follow me on social media. I would greatly appreciate that. I want to do all of these edges, and then I want to come back and soften them with my brush. And I think I want the center to be green. I feel like that might really work nicely. Okay, maybe we need to set this aside to dry, and then we'll come back. It's gonna go, I got stuff like that I'm gonna post all day long, Keely. So, just keep checking in. I've got all kinds of things that I want to post. Okay, now I really want to come in and do that little bit darker green around each one of these spines. In October, I have so many fun things planned. Lots of new art, all of my artsy classes. I have a fun interactive bingo game that we're gonna play that's gonna have some cool card challenges on it. All kinds of fun stuff. October's just a fun month, don't you think? And I think that it's perfect that October 2nd is World Card Day, so it just kind of kicks off the whole month of artsy fun. So I'm wanting this to be a little bit, I want it to appear like it goes in a little bit, where the spiny bits come out of the cactus. So I'm gonna just slowly build up that. Let's turn. Slowly build up that that definition with color. That's one of my favorite things to do. Look at that, where it's really wet. That's kind of, look how pretty that is looking. I wanted to try and do something totally different because I was kind of on that big orange kick over there on those other two cards, and so I thought, well, let's make something totally different out of the slimline piece. So let's hope that it turns out the way that I'm envisioning it in my head. You know, that's always kind of a crazy thing, isn't it? Okay, so let's set that aside to dry. Clean the end of our water brush. And then I want to kind of tap it off so it's just barely damp. And then I want to just come in and soften that. So it looks like just the edge of the petals is tinged with pink. So I'm softening it, and then I'm just kind of blending it out. If you have excess paint on your brush, Just wipe it down on your paper towel or your underpaper. There we go. Because these are pretty, it's a pretty deep pink, so I'm really, there's lots of pigment that's coming off onto my, back onto my water brush, so I want to push it toward the edge, push it toward the line, but then I want this to be soft, where it gradates, gradates, I don't know if that's, you know what I'm saying, where there's a smooth gradation of color from the pink to the white. And we can certainly work on pulling some of that color down on the sides of the petals. We can certainly work on that. And that will start to give our petals more form, that's for sure. Little by little. There we go. Now that I'm doing this, I'm feeling like maybe I need to bring a bit more color in, but let's see how it looks when I finish all of the petals. Like maybe I want it to be a bit brighter, you know what I mean? Especially down here, I got kind of light with my color. And this one, it looks like I forgot to even go up here. There we go. It's so fun to paint, so I hope you'll go out and purchase a Tricia art printable today and then paint some cactus flowers. The desert is so beautiful when it's in bloom. I mean, I find it beautiful always, but especially when it's in bloom. Those flowers are just stupid, because they're kind of like the ultimate wildflower, you know? They just kind of bloom because they do. There's no, there's no tending out in the middle of the desert. No one's tending a garden. They just bloom. They're so pretty. And that's just always fascinating to me, you know, how there we go. How just, you know, they just bloom without much rain, because here in Arizona we don't get much rain. But when we do, oh my gosh, it's so pretty, because everything just greens up, you know. But when it doesn't, you just, when it's dry, it's still beautiful. I mean, I just think every place has its beauty, you know. One place isn't more beautiful than another. I think every place has what's natural to them, you know. I love that. This is going to be so pretty on that green background, I think. Because pink and green are opposite on the color wheels, remember? They work so well together. Yeah, I'm feeling like I need to deepen my pinks, because that's feeling really kind of one note, right? It's feeling really, really flat. And you know, I don't like flat. Okay, everybody, take a drink. All right, let's see. come back in with some more pink. Ooh, this is much more concentrated. But I think it's kind of going to go the way I want it to. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel. My design team member, Michelle, does these amazing videos. I mean, I try to put some of these on there too. They just take so long to download or upload or whatever. So I'm slowly working on that. But anyway, Michelle is a alcohol marker guru. She's just amazing. Anyway, she has, I don't know if you've seen it, but she put up, I think it was about 4 months ago now. Whoops, I just stuck my finger in there. She put up a video painting, well, coloring the independent piece of artwork, the single flower on the Auntie Sylvia art printable with Copics, but she colored it on top of, printed on watercolor paper. And the results are stunning. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. And she just has a lovely way of teaching and inspiring you. That's for sure. She has a nice way about her. Okay, did I get all the petals? I think so. Okay, let's set that aside to dry, and let's work on our cactus a little bit more. So if you haven't already, if you would click on the bell to get notifications for when things go live, that would be a perfect thing to do on the, after you've asked to join the Anne Corbiere-Scott, Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott private Facebook group. Be sure to click the bell so that you are notified when I go live, because I'm going to kind of be popping in and out all day long. Oh, pretty. And if you are doing it on your phone, you need to go up to the top of your phone, and then there are the 3 lines, remember? At the very top, there's 3 lines, ... Click on the 3 lines, and then you'll get a pull down. It'll say manage notifications. Then you're going to, and then it'll have highlights or every post, I think, are the choices. So you're going to pick one of those. And then you'll know when I go live or when I post something new. Like maybe a coupon or a discount code or a free printable, or I've got all kinds of things that I'm doing on Saturday. So this is going to be a slow build, I can tell already. But that's all right. It'll be so pretty when it's done. Just experimenting a little bit. Seeing where it's going. I saw this, you know, when you're on your early morning Instagram scroll, I saw this quote from Denzel Washington, and of course I didn't write it down, but I'll paraphrase. He said that his father told him that a woman's character and strength is what's going to raise his children, not her looks or her body. I thought that was, so choose wisely. I thought that was interesting. And I think the same is true for a woman. Choose wisely, you know. Pick someone that, for a woman or a man, if you're choosing same sex or opposite sex, whatever, just choose that partner wisely, you know. I made a good choice. I hope you all did too. I'm feeling like maybe I want to just do all, like, deepen this and then go over the whole thing with more of this olivey green, or maybe more of the other green. So this is already, like, this is, what do I want to say? Like, this has been, like, it will appear a little bit darker underneath an entire, then once I coat it with another layer of the color. I don't know. I'm feeling like that might be an interesting experiment. See where I go. I mean, that's what art is all about, right? Experimentation and playing with color. I mean, there's nothing better than playing with color, is there? It's a perfect way to start a day, I think. There we go. I know it looks like a mess right now, but it'll get better. It'll get better. I have this little splotchy area, but kind of, like, these guys are behind the behind the curve. They got painted late. Maybe it'll go okay. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside to dry. So, let's see, what is new that we can talk about? Well, I had my artsy day with Carmen and Joni yesterday, and we made new art journals, and they're so cool. And let's see, we did some watercoloring. We played with liquid watercolors. Does anyone have those? They're a fun medium to play with because they're so different than pan watercolors like these, or even tube watercolors. The colors are just, well, number one, they're very intense, and so pull a little more color off there, so that you need to consider that as you're painting. You know what I mean? You know what? I'll show you, but it doesn't have much in it. It doesn't. Well, here we go. Okay, so it is, well, it has some paper towels dividing my pages, but so we took 11 by 14 Fabriano watercolor paper, and we folded it in half, and then we bound 3 pieces together. So I'm going to pull my... Look at this. Isn't that so beautiful? This is the paper towel dividing it. You know what? I'm seriously, I can't tell you how many beautiful ones we threw away. And all of us were like, there's got to be something we can make out of that. Okay, so can you see how big it is? I don't know if you can see how big it is. It's, like I said, it's 11 inches high, 14 inches wide, folded in half. So it's 7 by 14. So I had a couple pages that I folded midway. So here's my first playing with liquid watercolors. Not my first time, but the first pages I made yesterday. And I don't know what I want to do on top of them. This one, I did lots of splatters with water, and I used a spray bottle to spray my liquid watercolors. And so I have this beautiful spray of pink that showed up in the orange. Kind of loving that. I don't know if I want to make them coordinate with each other, or if this is going to be its own thing and this is going to be its own thing. You know what I mean? But this page folds, and look how pretty that is together. Or, I mean, in a pinch, I could have it fold this way, right? That's the beauty. Look at these. Oh my gosh. These were so fun to do. So I started out with just some blues and greens, like turquoisey blue on this side. And then I started to play with water a little bit more, and I did kind of the same thing over here with purples and turquoise. This turquoise is over here, but it got overpowered by purple. And so then I wanted to brighten it a little bit, and I just kind of kept spritzing it with water, letting it soak in for a while, then patting it with the paper towel, and letting it dry all the way, and then repeating the process. I will say I'm loving it. So, and this over here, I spread my liquid watercolor with a bamboo skewer. So, you know, find you a bamboo skewer, and you can do all kinds of artsy stuff with that. These two, I believe, are the last pages. So this one could go there, or this one could go here. This color is called persimmon. Isn't it beautiful? I'm just madly in love with it. And this one, I did lots of water and then let it soak in, and then I patted it off, and then I came back in with more of that color. So I got these really nice blooms. That's what they call that when the color kind of explodes out into other areas. They call that a watercolor bloom. And so I just kept going and go, like layers and layers and layers of color and water and color and water. Like, and the trick, I think, with any art, let that layer dry. Well, especially water-based mediums. Let one base dry before you come in with the next layer, and you'll have amazing luck. Ooh, I wanted to share... Do you remember, if you took my Inspire Your Heart with Art class on Sunday, I talked about a way to, that person, I know, isn't it gorgeous? I'm just, both of them, can you see, number one, this Fabriano paper hat, I like a cold press because I like lots of texture. If you like a smooth texture, then you want hot press. Anyway, but you can really see the texture in this paper, and this one, like the water splotches, oh, they're just magic. I don't even know what I'm gonna do next. I don't. I have no idea. I just fell in love with them. So Carmen, we always have a little lunch. So that's the art journal. This is the one that we made before. I think I might have shown this to you guys. And it has the handmade papers from Korea. I don't even know what I'm going to do on these, but I did coat them all with clear gesso. All the specialty papers I coated with clear gesso on both sides, so then I can kind of figure out, I can do something on top of that just to be on the safe side. And it gives it a little bit more sturdiness if you do that. This is a roll of paper that you buy at the paint store or Home Depot or whatever. It's what painters use to like tape things off. So it's super, super thin. But once I coated both sides with clear gesso, it's pretty sturdy. And so I can paint or draw or whatever on that. Here's another piece of that paper, the handmade paper from Korea. Isn't that beautiful? More watercolor paper. Here's that same painter's paper, only in craft. And like I said, it has clear gesso on both sides. And then, shut up! Look at this one. Look at this one. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to paint on this. I don't even know what I'm going to do, but it'll be beautiful. And then the same on the other side. This book is a little bit smaller. And then we bound it here too with wax linen, I think. Anyway, I just love that. And can you tell that I didn't measure well, because I have one little short piece and one long, long, long piece. But when I was trying to flatten it out, I was able to wrap it and just let it kind of hold itself together. Anywho, that's that. That's okay. Where's our cactus flower? Anyway, if you are intrigued by art journaling, join my Inspire Your Heart with Art. I will get that up today. Inspire Your Heart with Art. It's a 3-month-long art journaling adventure where we do all kinds of things. We do all kinds of artsy techniques that I've seen out and about that I always wanted to give it a try. I have all kinds of, we're going to be making some pieces. Like we're going to be making entries in our art journals, and we're going to be making some art journals and like something, a little small one and a little bit bigger one. I have all kinds of, I'm always full of big ideas. Anyway, that will go up. And let's see, whimsical lettering, wordsmith art, which has a different date this month because we will be doing wordsmith art on World Dictionary Day. Come on, how more appropriate could that be? So it's a little bit earlier this month than normal. But the calendar will go out in Friday's newsletter. That little piece is bugging me so bad. And look, and now I'm making it so pink. Not much of the white is showing. That's kind of not where I wanted to go, but that's all right. Sometimes you just kind of got to go with where paint is a funny thing. Sometimes it wants to do its own thing. I am teaching a class, a virtual class for a store in Michigan, and anyone can join it. I'm going to be doing some card backgrounds with, and it's going to be featuring stencil butters. So I'm going to show you lots of things to do with stencil butters, and we're going to be featuring the brand new stamp set that I created for that store, which is Autumn in Michigan, or something like that. Anyway, it's all fall type images, but if you have one of my stamp sets from another state, you can absolutely use them. Absolutely. To create the same kinds of cards. I'll show lots of different examples of that with other states. Soften, soften, soften. Oh, don't you know it? Don't you know, Laura, we were talking about beads and doodads and who knows what. And you know, when I was home, when my sister and I made our last trip, my sister gave me this little charm. And I still just have it sitting here on my desk because, you know, when you're like, I don't know what I want to use it on. I want to use it on something that's really special. Look at this. So it has all these beautiful baubles, right? Beads and pearls and leaves, all of them, and then a Michigan on the bottom. And then this little hook at the top. And I thought, wouldn't that be so pretty on the spine of some kind of fun book, you know? Hey, Pat, look at this cool thing Tricia got me. Isn't it beautiful? Pat is my cousin, who is also from Michigan. So this is by a small business called stargazinglily.com. So I bet you there are other things. She says, personalized bracelets, find me fast, medical notice, my favorite words, lots of great gifts. So go on there and check them out. Check her out. Stargazing Lily. So I wonder if my sister chose this because it's Michigan and my sister lives in Montana. But we both love our mittens so much. Anyway, I thought that would be kind of fun to put on the edge of something. Isn't it beautiful? Absolutely. Nancy, so yesterday we played with, in the big art journal, these were liquid watercolors. And these, like when I was talking to you about acrylic inks, I would just buy one or two. Get a feel for it. Your favorite colors to paint with. Do you know what I'm saying? So sometimes in Sunday's class, I used acrylic inks, and these were liquid watercolors. But there's also watercolor ink. There's all kinds of things out there, believe me. Ooh, everybody take a drink. I can feel the back of my throat is getting dry, dry, dry. Hey, Beth Johnson. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is, I can see areas that I still need to soften. There we go. Soften, soften, soften. I'm feeling like maybe, wouldn't this be pretty with, I don't know, like some of that shimmery spray on it or something? That might be pretty. little by little by little. So, Keely, today, the girls are meeting at Lucinda's house, and they are going to be doing some Coptic binding. And I said, oh golly, I have a project that I started with Lucinda about 400 years ago, right after Keely showed me how to do Coptic binding. But now I've forgotten. So I might sneak a peek in there today. That made me, I was thinking, when she said add beads, I thought about all the fun beads that we added, remember? To those beautiful little art journals that we created. Would you please? I would love it. I would love it if you could come. That's for sure. So what color do you think I should do the center of this guy? Of this girl, whatever. I was thinking yellow, but maybe yellowy green. I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna get a bigger brush because I really want to do a watery wash over the whole image. There we go. So I have this big, this is a 18 flat. Get some water and some of that green. Oh, I was gonna do the other green, wasn't I? The brighter green. Pull some of that up. Into this palette. Get some more water in there. Some more color. This is a complete experiment. Add some water to that. Now let's go over this, see what happens. This is so bright. Not loving that part. But I can do some color mixing right here on my substrate with my olivey green. And as I'm doing that, that's starting to soften the lines of the little divots that I tried to kind of create with paint, because I'm going back and forth. That's looking so much more like what I want it to look like. It's giving me little bits of exactly kind of where I want to go with that. But look at that, my dang finger made a big splotch on the side. That's so looking where I want it to be. Oh, don't you love when something starts to turn out? Start to do the whole length so I get, so my brush marks are a little bit not as obvious. There's a little hair right there, little fuzz off of something. It's so light right here. I don't know. Okay, now that's got to dry for a good long time, I think. How are we doing on time? About 10 minutes. All right. Well, I could, well, I still need to paint the center of this. I'm really feeling like it should be yellows. What do you think? Really feeling like a yellowy orange maybe, or a yellowy green. Let's just start with this yellow. That's just pretty, isn't it? And then I really want to do just these little bits. These kind of look like hearts to me. These little doodads that stick out. There we go. Nice. I think it's going to be so pretty on there, don't you? And then I really feel like I want to do I think I want to do the banner and the radiate positivity, and I want it like, well, I kind of want it offset is where I'm kind of thinking. So let's, well, shall we paint it? Shall we, I don't know. I don't know. Shall I make it pink? No, I think maybe just white would be pretty. Yellow green. Okay, Nance. I'm gonna come in with some of this watery green right here and just start to kind of build up a little bit of watery green, yellowy. And remember, if it gets to be too much, then we're just going to take our paper towel and just blot it off, pick up, then come back in, little by little, build up that color. Let that just sit, soak in there. Everybody take a drink. Oh, that cactus is, oh my gosh, it turned out so good. I'm really feeling like I want to do something else to it, which, you know, I should probably just walk away, but I love that I have like some nice cool streaks in there. Maybe some colored pencil work around these little doodads. I'm sure there's a technical name for these things. I don't know what it is. I don't know. And I want to die cut this too because I think it'll be such a pretty edge. Oh, so pretty. So, let's see. Did I tell you everything I wanted to tell you? Watch for World Card Day fun on Saturday. And there's no rhyme or reason about when I'm popping in. So, hi, Leah. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you today? We are playing with our brand new Tricia art printable. Well, I've already cut that off, and I've already cut that off. But it does come as a sheet where you can make art. You can make 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. So there's a slim line, there's an A2, and an independent piece of art. And then at least 2, there's always at least 2 sentiments, sometimes 3. This one has a banner. It kind of depends on where I'm at, you know. Feeling like I'm gonna cut this out and then just mount that radiate positivity on top of this. I think this, I just like the color and the feel of watercolor paper. I always feel like it just adds, I don't know, nice texture and nice, just this vibe that you can't get with many other papers. And I feel like just leaving it in its natural state will really, because it's going on a dark background, I feel like it'll really pop. And we want all those pieces to like just celebrate each other, you know? There we go. See, won't that be so pretty? Like just offset. Look at how much it'll pop on that green. So pretty. Okay, let's come in and soften this green edge a little bit. So pretty. I know that I want this right in the center of my banner. I just love banners. They're so fun to draw. I feel like they just kind of celebrate your sentiments, you know? So I'm going to just mount that right on there right now. It's one step that I can do now. You know what song I have in my head? Have you heard that Fancy Like Applebee's song? Oh my gosh, it's just in my head and won't stop. But it's a fun song, so you know. That works out well. Fancy Like Applebee's. Okay, so this I'm gonna fussy cut and put on here. Did I just plant it in your head, Beth, or did you, or was it in your head before? I hope I didn't give you that earworm. I know it's a fun song though, isn't it? I love that song. I'm feeling like, remember I said I wanted to put some shimmer spray on there? I have that. I think it's by, I mean, there's a billion people that have, you know, stuff like this that's the same. That's, you know. This one just happens to be from Avriel, but I'm sure there's a billion other companies that have a similar product. So it just sprays shimmer. It's not like glitter, really. It's just shimmer. I kind of dig that. So I'm feeling like maybe that would kind of really give this a little something, something, you know? So now I feel like I want to shimmer this. Oh, so pretty. Let's shimmer this too. See what happens. I don't know, but it looks like it's time to sign off. And so I will say, once this dries, I will make it into a card and I'll post it so we can talk about it. And then on Thursday, we'll be able to do it all over again. And then maybe, Beth, then we'll come up with a new song to sing. I know, it's just over and over and over the same phrase. On a date night, you know, it's just in my head now. I hope everybody goes out and has an amazingly fun, artsy day, you know? I hope that everybody makes some time to make something today. It's so good for your soul. It really, really is. So I am going to say thank you very much. I am so grateful that you choose to spend time with me and that you like my artwork and conversation. And so I will say thank you and adios, and I will see you on Thursday. We will, like I said, we'll do it all over again. Bye, everyone.